high school. I knew in high school I was, again, I was the only kid, so I had all my friends were my imaginary voices, and I was very good playing like board games, Monopoly and slot car racing, all by myself. I won every time. I was in high school and I had a growth spurt, and my voice used to be really, really high, and I grew like a foot in between sophomore and junior, and I was useless. I was uncoordinated, couldn't walk down the hallway without tripping. All the coaches were shaking their heads, and this English teacher gave me a copy of The Tempest, Shakespeare, and I read it, and it was like a living comic book. And from that moment on, I said, wow, I can do this. These are the same characters that live in here anyway, and I could do it as a professional. And then when I saw Dwayne Jones do Night of the Living Dead, that was sealed it for me. I said, oh my God, he's carrying this movie. There's no mention of race or ethnicity. And I said, wow. And the rest was just, everybody, the school I went to was Trinity Rep in Providence, Rhode Island. A very, very good school, won a Tony for excellence. And my class had 22 people. And myself and one other gentleman, two other gentlemen are the only ones that are working. I get calls from castmates who are some brilliant actors. We learned so much from each other. We fed off each other. And they said, how did it happen? So if any of you are aspiring actors, you have to, first of all, believe in yourself, know your limitations, know what makes you happy, know how to handle rejection, and never take no for an answer. You have to be fearless and persevere and have a little chutzpah. Doesn't hurt either. And be in the right place at the right time. Yes.
Hi. So you were on an episode of Adam Green's Scary Sleepover recently.
Yes.
And that was a very intense episode. You shared some very personal things.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you for sharing your incredible story. And I was just wondering if, when he approached you about being on it, when you showed up there, were you intending to talk about the things that you discussed, or did it just happen?
No, I had nailed it down to three things. Scary Sleepover is Adam Green. It's on Aeroscope.com. You can see it, season 2. It's incredible. And when Adam asked you to come along and play, we do it for free, but we know we're going to have a special moment. So my brother had passed away. My brother, another secret, the reason I'm so driven, I have a brother who was declared mentally insufficient at a very early age, like when he was 3. So all my life I felt it wasn't just about me, it was me doing it for both of us. And he had passed away, and Adam gave me the opportunity to honor him. So every role I do is for Donald. Thank you.
Hello. I got here kind of late, so I'm not sure if anyone asked this, but I read on IMDb that you were stung by bees.
I'm sorry, where are you?
Over here.
Okay.
I read on IMDb that you were stung 35 times during the Candyman movies by bees. Is that true?
It was 26 times. 26. I know every count. Who is this? Wow. It's my agent. On a Saturday.
You get something good.
Agents don't call you on a Saturday. I know, so he wants to tell me about the deal and da-da-da. And I can care less. I just want to make sure that I do justice to Angus on this project.
Good shit happens on a Saturday. You just don't.
Yeah, it does. Well, the Patriots didn't lose on a Saturday this year. Waited a week.
How you doing, Tony?
Hi.
Tony, could you talk a little bit about Adam Green got quite the ensemble for the Hatchet movies.
Yes,
you
he
had
did.
Robert Englund, you had Kate Hodder, Danielle Harris. What was that experience like?
Well, I met Adam, he was a fan first. I met him at a convention in LA, Fangoria, 2 years before he made Hatchet. And he came up and he wanted to talk about movies, and I can talk, I'm a movie buff. My collection, my hardcore collection, is intensive and massive. And we talked almost 2 hours, and then he told me, he says, I'm a filmmaker, I'm gonna make a movie, I'm gonna be filmed. So just like I told you before, the perseverance part, if you believe, he made it happen. 2 years later, he raised the funds, he wrote a script that he knew would catch fire, and it did. You know, when he called me, I remembered them, but I thought, I didn't necessarily have faith that it would be more than one, you know, and I knew it was just one, and I knew I only had one scene in it. I didn't know if I wanted to play. And then Kane called me personally. He says, if you don't do it, I'm gonna kill you. Literally. So then by the time we got to Hatchet 2, he made it come true, right? So yeah, everybody was, Robert, myself, and Kane wanted to help him out, do the cameos to help him, and John Beekler to get it satisfied. And he was like a kid in a candy store on the set, but still professional. And I said, I love him to death. I have a great repeat relationship with my directors, and for you actors and people or directors going the other way, you have to have that. It's not a competition between the ranks. It's working together to make something meaningful. So you might as well like each other. It's not brain surgery. It's fun.
Hi, Joni. So
Hi.
you have really passionate fans, and your fans especially of Candyman. Do you have that passion about a specific actor or a specific movie that you enjoy?
Yeah, I love actors. I mean, when I went to school, it was Robert De Niro. Taxi Driver was out, Raging Bull was out, and we just went, oh yeah, man. And even on a lesser note, John Cazale, who did only 5 movies, Godfather 1, 2, Deer Hunter, incredible, Dog Day Afternoon. I mean, his simplicity, you look at his face and everything in his heart and soul is right there on his face, and it's not overdone, it's simple. And he's a true master, was a true master, rest in peace. John Cazale unfortunately had brain cancer, and when they worked on Deer Hunter, De Niro was the one that made sure that paid for the insurance, so that because everybody knew it was going to be his last film. And that kind of giving nature is the thing that you really look for in another actor that's willing to, it's not all about me, it's about us,
Tony, over there. Hi, I didn't actually realize it until we hear all the different films how vast your filmography is, so it's just amazing all the different films I've seen you in. So obviously you're a fan of horror, I assume. Do you have an opinion of like the state of modern horror today? Like, what do you think of the kinds of films that are coming out? Thanks.
I'm not a big fan of rebooting or, all that stuff. I like original stories. I think